Light. Light is arguably the most important part of photography.
But lights are expensive. So how do we achieve good lighting without breaking the bank? Well, I want to go over 5 ways that you can achieve better lighting in your images and films that are going to cost under $100. So starting off with number 1, just use the natural light. We have a constant light source in our life, the sun, and we can use this to our advantage because sometimes the sun is very harsh and sometimes the sun is very soft depending on the time of day and the cloud coverage. There's all kinds of variables that would include, or determine why a certain kind of light is used. And even if you're inside, we still have bleed-in light from the sun by our windows or doorways or any kind of these areas. And window light is honestly amazing light because it's nice, soft, diffused light generally, of course, unless you have the sun shining directly into the window. But generally speaking, a window will give you that nice, soft light that you're looking for that doesn't give you a lot of harsh shadows, and it's very pleasant on the face. So when we're shooting, just think about natural light and think about how we can use it to our advantage. Maybe you want to shoot into the sun because you want to achieve some sort of stylistic effect. Or maybe you want to shoot in overcast days because you want a very cold or maybe wet feeling image. Or you want to shoot during golden hour where you have that very warm, rich, soft sunlight that comes across the sky. So using the natural light can be amazing. In fact, some movies are shot entirely with natural light. For instance, the movie 1917, filmed 2019, was primarily used with natural light. So we don't need to break the bank with how we choose our light sources because the sun is free. So the second thing that I would suggest if you're just going to start to get into it is super cheap. It's like $2. You can go to the store and you can get foam core, something like this. Just a white piece of foam. And what you can do with this is you can essentially reflect the light from any given source. So if you look at this particular image that I have set up right here, I have a very harsh shadow on the right side of my face. Now that's a stylistic choice that you don't have to do. Maybe you want to go for that more crisp, even lighting across the face. For instance, if you're doing a picture with portraits or something like that. So you can use something like a piece of foam cord, say by a window. You can use it to bounce that lighting against someone's face, or say you have a really deep shadow under the chin and you wanna mitigate that. So you can put the piece of foam cord underneath and you can brighten that up, or you can darken it depending on what you want. And just $2, you can completely change how an image is looking just based on where you place this card that will essentially reflect light back in. So maybe you want to step it up from a piece of foam cord and you really want to start investing in some longer term gear, something that you'll use more frequently. And this is something that I bought super early on and something you can grow with. And it's very versatile, especially if you're moving locations a lot and you don't want to be moving around a lot of light stands or any of that kind of thing. Or it's just a very simple way to create more balanced light images. And I want to show you that real quick. I'm going to take this out once because it's a pain to get back in. So this is a 5-in-1. And a 5-in-1 is the same idea and principle as that foam core, but it's specifically designed for photography. And as you can see, you have a white side. Now flip it over, we have a gold side. So if you wanted to say reflect light, but you wanted to have a warmer tone on your skins or whatever you're working with, you can use this gold side and you can get some of that more warm tones. It also has inside, if you can unzip this and let's see, where is this? There we go. I'll unzip this, and you see you have a silver side right here, as well as a black side, and this is also like a piece of diffusion too. So you have 5 different things that you can do with this 5-in-1, and I think you can get them on Amazon for like 25 bucks or something like that. So they really are versatile, and they're something that you can grow with, and something that you can use throughout your career. Next, I want to talk about actual external lighting. Now, this is kind of where it switches over, where it kind of diverges to where you have to decide, am I using this for photography, stills, or am I using this for moving images in cinematography and videography? And so if you are going for the photography end of things, you would definitely want to lean towards something like this, which is a speed light, which is a strobe light. It flashes once, lights your image when you take your shot, versus if you're doing video, you're going to want to lean towards something like this, which is a constant light. You can flip it on, and you can adjust the power of it, and they usually run on batteries. And both of these lights are well under $100. You can get this is the Godox TT600. I have a bunch of these, and they can get them for like between $60 and $100. And then this is an Aputure light, Aputure ALH198. I don't know if you can find these anymore, but Aputure makes great products, and they usually run off of batteries, so they're super easy to bring around wherever you're going, and they're just really, really versatile lights. And something like these, you can now move, say, off camera, and get away from that on-camera flash you have, and then you can start shaping your light, and you can really start creating more designs and creating more lighting situations, because of now you have a light that you can move around, and you can use this in conjunction with the sunlight. So maybe the sunlight's your key light, that light that's lighting the majority of your subject, but you just need that little bit of extra pop somewhere. You can use something like this to really get that pop, and you can use it in a varied ways. You can shoot it against a wall and bounce that light. You can shoot it through a piece of diffusion, so it softens the light, or maybe you want something like a hair light or a rim light that will really etch out your subject, and maybe you want to go bare bulb. The versatility here is just staggering. They have all kinds of uses, and I highly recommend that if you can get them, these speed lights are lifesavers. And you don't have to go with the name brand, Canon, Nikon, Sony, all those, because they get really expensive. I shoot professionally with these Godox lights, and they're amazing. And I know a lot of photographers who swear by this brand. It is such a solid brand. And of course, on the video side of things, with the Aputure light, this is one of the mainstream light companies that you're going to find, and super robust. They're super good quality builds, and they're just all around great lights. Now, the fifth way I want to kind of go over lighting is it's more of a combining a lot of these together. So if you have an external light, don't forget that you can still use your phone cord. You don't have to be by a window or something like that or out in the sun to use this. This isn't just because you don't have money. You can still use something like this to really achieve some really creative looks, even if you're using external lighting. And again, same goes for the 5-in-1. You can use that, and you can use it to shape your light. You can use it to cut your light. It's all about lighting and how we use it. So just making sure that there's no one specific way of doing something. If you're looking for a specific style, use what you have, experiment, try new things, because there's no one way to do this. There are some principles and guidelines to help you achieve the look you're going for, but only through trial and error can you decide, hey, that's what I want, that's the kind of look I'm going for. And you can use all these tools that are under $100 to help you get there. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that little bell so you're notified every time I upload, and I'll see you in the next video.